Hi everybody, back again. I've had a week off because me and my little haberdashery puppy, haberdashery hound, we went in our caravan, we did crafting, we did accounts, which was awful. But we're back, we've been back a few days now, and as you can see behind, we've been assembling our autumn hanging baskets, which should have been up at the beginning of the illuminations. But yeah, you never meet deadlines in crafting, do you? So we've been putting those together and they'll be up by the end of this week, I hope. Yeah. While I was away in the caravan, I did more of my gorgeous black work. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Changing, I think it's going to be greens down here. And I found out more. It came across before Catherine of Aragon with the people who returned from the Crusades. They brought it back. It was Catherine of Aragon who made it more popular. And she actually herself, with her own hands, did black work all over the material for Henry VIII's shirts. What a lucky chap. He obviously knew how lucky he was. Well, for a few months anyway. I have a spare pair of glasses actually that I use for embroidery and sometimes cross stitch, but definitely for black work. And these are they half a measurement as strong as I normally have? Oh, that hasn't got, but they're stronger so I can see better. That's and I always make sure I do it in a good light. Because black work, you actually do it with just one strand, don't you? What else have I been doing? Well, Charlene and I, some time ago, started the Floralia CAL crochet along. And it was billed as being for bricks and mortar shops. It would only be sold through bricks and mortar shops. The pattern would be promoted via bricks and mortar shops. And I was thrilled to bits with this because this is something that's very important to me. It's an issue that's close to my heart. Unfortunately, when we went on to, and we did we put it on Facebook that we were going to do it. And then we went on to get our first pattern. And the advertisements that were on there were for big online sellers of wool who don't have bricks and mortar, which I think is absolutely scandalous. The designer actually said that the pattern was in support of bricks and mortar shop, and then had adverts for those people. Those people, they must have revenue thousands of times as much as shops, thousands of times, so, and if you think what you're doing, every time you spend money, it makes a difference. Every pound you spend is a vote for the world you want to live in. So every time you spend £1 on wool from an online supplier, you are voting for a world where there will be no shops. We have people who come to our shop because we have loads of buttons. We have lots of patterns. And they go buying wool elsewhere and then come here for the buttons and the patterns because where they buy the wool from don't stock many buttons, don't stock many patterns. Well, it's up to you, isn't it? But where will you go when a shop like us, when we close, because you aren't buying your wool from us, where will you go for your buttons, for your pattern? The shops you're shopping at, why aren't they having what you need? It costs money to have a big stock of buttons and a big stock of patterns. They're just getting the easy money from the wool and not looking after you as customers. I think we should all think about how we spend our money and what kind of world we are voting for. So once we found out that it was a bit of a con and nobody was standing by what they were saying, they weren't supporting bricks and mortar, they were having adverts for online suppliers who were only online suppliers. You know, we have a website, but we've also got a shop. Some people just have a website and yeah. We stopped doing the CAL, we stopped doing the blanket, we just finished it off, and I've sewn my little one onto an existing cushion cover that I had. So that's a lovely little cushion, even though I hate it because the designer frauded me, really. That's how I feel. And I'm still knitting my jumper in the beautiful, beautiful Amor. And isn't that Spanish for love? Yeah, look at that. Italian's amore and French is amour. So I think it's Spanish. Look at those colours though. That's called heather. And I love the colour changes. And it's very fine for an Aran. It drapes beautifully. Have a look at that. I've said on our website though, I'm going to try and put advice from myself about the wools. And I've said on the website, because if you can see, this is the wool. I don't know whether we can get this over to you. But if I twist it, oh, where are you? There. If I twist it, you can see that there's 2 strands of yarn loosely twisted together to give the lovely colour changes and speckled effect. But it might be challenging, frustrating for a beginner and might lead to errors, which is frustrating for them. So I don't think it's a yarn for an absolute beginner. You know, when they're doing knitting tightly around the needle and struggling getting the needle through and only picking up one of the strands, things like that. So much more for a knitter that's well used to the stitches and having it on their needle. Perfect. I always think as well that as soon as you've got any kind of colour mix, any kind of effect, stripes, I think you lose the effect of any kind of knitted pattern. So cables, you're losing the effect of them, and you might as well just have a lovely plain knit. And as you can see, not blowing my own trumpet, but as you can see, I've got such a lovely, even tension. I am very skilled, highly skilled at everything I do. Bye.